Could MJF go work for Freddie Prinze Jr.'s upstart wrestling promotion? I had talked about this last week in the MJF clip, where MJF was in an interview with Brandon Walker from Wrestling Barstool Sports. And Brandon Walker had said,
so really, we're just talking probably two bidders.
And MJF's like, whoa.
I mean,
no.
AEW, maybe another wrestling company.
Well, who's to say that there can't be a financial backer who wants to start a wrestling promotion that's willing to pay me an absurd amount of money in the United States of America? Listen, I'm very good friends with Freddie Prinze Jr. Now, I'm being completely transparent. I'm very good friends with Freddie Prinze Jr. Mm-hmm. He's starting a wrestling company. Who's to say that he doesn't shell up enough money for MJF? Who knows? Who knows who his financial backers are?
That would be quite the summer catch.
I'm going to go to whoever pays me the most money. I'll go work for your mom in the backyard if you want to. He didn't say that part, but basically, right? As long as you're getting paid the most money. He doesn't care. He's not a mark for the main event WrestleMania. I'm sure he does deep down. But you know what I mean? He wants to make the most money. So I talked about this last week as like, that was an interesting comment because, yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. is starting a wrestling company. But now the plot thickens just a little bit more as Freddie Prinze Jr. was talking on his podcast, Wrestling with Freddie, a little bit more about MJF. Check out this clip.
Quiz.
All right.
Are you ready for a funny story?
Absolutely. Always.
On season 1 of this show, we had the wonderful MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, on the show as a guest, and he shit all over me. When the show was over, he and I became buds. And he came out to Los Angeles a couple times, and we've had some private dinners, and I've talked to him about some of my ideas, and he's psychotically helpful, and his creativity is just next friggin' level. And it's also just a different generation. We have I think it's a 20-year age difference, and hanging out with young people always makes me feel inspired and hungry to chase my dreams the way I did in my 20s, the way this son of a gun is doing it every week. And Friday night, we went out to dinner. We always go to a sushi place, right? Because there's great sushi in Los Angeles. And there's these two, I'm going to call them ladies. Okay. They were very drunk. They were sitting next to us. And if you've seen Maxwell lately, he's in good shape. Okay. Like really good shape. His arms are friggin' huge and mine are not. And we're sitting next to these two drunk chicks and they're in love with him and probably partially in love with me. But I mean, really in love with him. And
but they didn't recognize him as a wrestler, did they? Like they knew who he was?
No, they were just drunk, divorced, and looking for a young guy to have sex with.
All right.
And she's like, oh my God, your arms, da-da-da. Oh, they're so butt the whole time, right? And he's like, oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks. Doing his thing. We're just trying to eat a meal and have a freaking conversation. And maybe 45 minutes before they leave, every 5 minutes, they're just interrupting our conversation. Cause, what are you doing later? And he legit just looks over, he goes, nothing with you. And they both go, they both go, well, one was more obnoxious than the other. The bolder one of the two, or the drunker one of the two goes, oh, well, it's not like I was trying to hit on you. And Max goes, yeah, all right. And so we keep eating our dinner. And before we go,
you're way past hitting on me.
The drunker one goes, well, the least you guys could do is buy us dinner. And Max goes, I could buy everyone in this restaurant dinner. And I think I will. I just won't be buying yours. And they were like, they go, oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. Paid their check. And she was like, I was only joking. And I'm dying, dude, because he's so in character for this. And then they leave and he looks over to the other table and he's like, I'm sorry, they were just annoying us. And the other table was like, no, they were annoying us too. And he goes, but I'm not buying you dinner. They're like, no, it's totally fine.
So as funny as that is to picture MJF cutting a promo on two drunk middle-aged bar whores just thirsting over his fucking arms and just going to town on him, telling him to fuck off. As funny of a clip as that sounds like that would be, let's dig a little bit deeper into this. Because Freddie Prinze Jr. had said that he was talking with MJF and they're close buddies now after that podcast interview they did, and that he talks with MJF about the business. that he gets pointers from MJF, advice from MJF. He runs things by MJF, he says. Sorry, my butt's hurt a little bit here. I gotta adjust. It's the end of the show. If you're watching the whole thing. So MJF is sitting down to a meeting. First of all, they don't live in the same fucking city. You know, Freddie Prinze Jr. is an LA guy. So unless it's just when MJF was in town for like a wrestling show or an interview, if he specifically went to go see Freddie Prinze Jr. for a dinner at a fancy spot, Freddie Prinze said too. This was like a spot, like a high-class sushi joint where they got chased out of by paparazzi for a while and they had to stay away from it for a while until it wasn't cool anymore, he said. And then they started going back. But this is a high-level fucking sushi place. Like, you know they're not just chit-chatting about the fucking weather. Freddie Prinze is a much older man than MJF. Freddie Prinze has kids. There's not to say that they don't have a lot in common, but like they're talking, he's already saying they're talking about business. It's not a town MJF lives in. They're out at a fancy restaurant in fucking LA. They're probably going to talk at least casually about, hey, what would it take to get you to come over and be my guy? You know what I mean? Be my fucking... Because Freddie already said he had Karrion Kross pegged as his top guy in his company that he was going to try to build around before he got scooped up. So we know he's at least got Karrion Kross money, which is not MJF money. Let's be real here. But it shows that Karrion Kross is a bigger star. You know, now, yeah, I guess he was doing some time on the indies and stuff, so he probably wouldn't be terrible to bring in. You know, he could... I expect Freddie's promotion to be an MLW level promotion, but what if? Because he's got friends in Hollywood, like lots of them, rich, super rich, filthy rich, stupid rich friends. And Freddie's already laid out his business plan for this, that he's already going to have like 3 years worth. He's going to have enough money that he actually went out and earned. Like he actually, like his accountant said, like, don't spend this on your savings. You know, like go out and work for it if you want to do it. Because Freddie basically he very rarely takes movies nowadays. He went out and took a bunch of gigs, acting gigs, voiceover gigs, production gigs, writing gigs to pay for his wrestling promotion for 3 years. So he's going to fund an upstart wrestling promotion. He's talked about having friends that are, you know, professional wrestling fans, that are celebrities, that may want to be a part of this, may want to invest in this. Who knows? And all it takes is a casual conversation amongst the crowd, the circles that Freddie Prinze Jr. is going to find himself in, for somebody to go, I'd be interested in kicking in on that, or I could help you with that, or we could do something. You know, this thing, like, he's going to try to shop this around for some sort of TV deal, streaming deal. Freddie Prinze ain't a fuckwit, all right? You know, like you've heard the story, everybody talks about it, everybody said it with Tony Khan. Oh, there's always somebody that's going to start a promotion and blah, blah, blah. Freddie Prinze is a mark. He's a celebrity. He's wealthy enough to fund it, at least for 3 years. It's not going to be like major arena level. Like but he even talked about buying a building. He's not going to take it on tour, but he's going to actually buy a building so that he can set it up the way he wants. He said he already bought a whole fucking lighting kit from somebody because it was like on sale for something. Dude, the dude's legit. And if he can bring in enough money, if he can find a backer, if somebody sniffs this out and gets interested in this, wants to throw some money into it, I definitely would not rule out MJF taking that deal. Now, I highly lean towards him going to WWE. I almost guarantee it. But I don't think we should rule out of the conversation this Freddie Prinze Jr. thing. And even if it's not for MJF, maybe they don't have MJF money because he's going to be seeking well over $1 million at this point. They are still going to be a company that's going to be a fucking player, at least at the level of MLW. Like, they're going to be in the game. and they're going to be in the game for 3 years, and he's going to be going after top level talent. He's not going to be scooping up indie jobbers. Some of them, I'm sure, but you get what I'm saying. He's going to make a go of this, so I predict big things for this Freddie Prinze Jr. Federation, and it could just be MJF. Hey, thanks for checking out that clip. Don't forget to check out other clips here on the channel. And while you're there, throw a like, throw a subscribe. And don't forget to check out full episodes each and every Sunday of the Pro Wrestling Podcast.